note.
A note.
Oh.
I am left-handed.
Oh.
Now, what do I do now? Look there.
I think so.
Nearly 8 years ago, we turned the top soil of the shaft, which you see to the east. That was a shaft for man-riding purposes. It had been intended that so soon as that shaft was completed, that we should commence the work on this shaft. The war intervened, and the shortage of men and material made it necessary to put off this sinking until today. And today we are sinking this coal-winding shaft. Now, the significance of what is occurring is, I suggest, twofold. We're engaged in the completion of a pit which is the first stage in the opening up of a large area of virgin coal in the southeast district of Nottingham. As such, it's a development of the first importance in British mining industry, and should go some way towards taking up the lag caused by the exhaustion of measures in other parts of the country. And secondly, it is, I suppose, the last shaft which will be sunk under circumstances of private enterprise. We shall shortly be handing over to the nation a property of immense value. We consider that this pit will embody all the most recent mining technique, both in this country and as developing on the continent and in the United States of America. We've attempted to combine the aesthetic with the practical and to create conditions which will enable all those working here to give it their best. This pit will have reserves of proved coal of approximately 125 million tons, and it shall provide work for a great number of men for upwards of 100 years. Some of you may have been listening in a week ago on the wireless to a talk which Mr. A.J.G. Taylor gave on world affairs, and he finished on this prophetic note. All over the world, people are wondering whether Great Britain will remain a first-class power in the sense that Russia and the United States of America are first-class powers. A great power relies more on leadership and on power than anything else. Power to work our mills and our factories, and that power is produced by coal. And if we are unable to produce our requirements of coal, we shall vanish from the ranks of first-class powers as surely as did Holland and did Spain. It's in the confident hope that this pit and this coal field will go some way towards enabling us to maintain our position that I ask your good wishes. And finally, I commend those who will be engaged on sinking this shaft and working in Calverton Colliery, God's blessing.
One more, hip, hip, hip.
I thought you were having a decent I thought you were having a decent We'll get a job now, won't we? Make, you know what they say? Make a mess, make a good show.
Yes.
How is it? Don't chuck your knees. That's right.
You notice I have taken it full depth. Next collie.
I think we can get the job finished.
But we do know this. Men like the Colonel and many of those associated with him, whoever has the right to say they own the concern, while we've got men of that type who are not concerned so much about ownership as their desire to make a contribution towards the nation's needs. While ever we've got that spirit amongst us, I don't think we need have any fear of the future. I'm bound to say just one word about the difficulties we're encountering, and I'm sure the Colonel and his colleagues would agree with me making reference to this. The difficulty we are encountering at the moment in attracting young people into this industry. I know that many of us have criticised it in the past, and I'm very certain there are very few people that would agree there's been room for criticism. And there'll be room for criticism in the future. I hope that we shall continue to have the right and the liberty and the freedom to offer those criticisms. But what I am trying to bring home at this point is that we've got...
Well, what do you think we're going to do about this here new sinking? Do you think it'll be all right?
Well, don't you? I think it'll be a success, I do. We want different conditions than what we've ever had before.
Well,
yes.
if they get the modern ideas here, it'll be all right.
Well, I hope that down the shaft sunk, because Atomic Images been on us, so we shall never have to ride down it.
Oh, it'll be a good idea.
Yes.
But while such times as they do get that in force, we'll have to produce the coal.
Well,
coal will have to come from somewhere, it's certain.
Yeah.
Well, there's one thing about it, Albert. If they'll give us the tools, I think we'll do our best to finish off what they've started here now.
Yeah, we can manage that all right.
Oh, you throw
If
it
we can manage the old pits, we can manage the new one.
That's right.
Oh, I think so.
You think we'll be able to use it?
Well, I can't see it being any more harder. I think we can get
the
it
modern
easier.
machine that's come in, I hope it is.
Yeah.
It's
Can't be
putting
no
that
harder, can
into it.
Well, it's up to us now to do our best to try and make it that way, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.